Hello, sellers. Come on in, come on in. And we're going to talk about eBay's new look. I don't know if you've noticed it. It is rolling out, so you may not have seen it. But if not, come on in and I'll be showing it to you. It's very important to look at. I've been hearing a lot of different reactions to it. And what I'm here to help you with is with the new look, and it's dramatically different and it's changing the way your item shows to your shoppers, is how do I take this new look and use it to my advantage? That's what we're interested in. So one, we're going to be looking at eBay's new look, and I'm going to point out the different parts of it. If you don't have it yet, you'll be alerted. So when you do get it, you'll be knowing what it is and what to do. And then looking at it and putting it under the microscope, because what I'm seeing is people are reacting to it and they're looking at it, but they're not really looking at how it's different. And with the differences that you're seeing in the new layout, how to take those differences from the old layout and then how to use it. Hey, Rick, good to see you. How to use them to your advantage. So it's like, okay, eBay, this is what it's going to look like. What can I do within the parameters of the new look to have my items stand out in eBay search? Because no matter what you're selling on eBay, whether it is TV remotes, whether it's cell phone accessories, whether it's clothing, vintage, new, shoes, jewelry, hats, sporting cards. I mean, there's such a wonderful array of things for sale on eBay. Every category has competition, as you know, and the competition grows. So how do I, within the categories that I list in, and we all list in different categories, how can I use this new look for my items so that I'm standing out in eBay search? And that's what we're going to look at. I picked one category because I'm going to really drill down deep. So get your pens and your note taking ready. And this is probably going to be a video that you're going to want to rewatch and really look at your listings and see what I'm talking about. So I picked one category, and it's women's clothing to look at. Hi, Paula, great to see you. But please look at your categories and see how this new look impacts your categories. And when you look, if you'd like me to do a video about a category that you list a lot in, just comment below and I will certainly add it to the list. But I picked women's clothing because it is a very broad category. And the things that I'm going to show you with women's clothing certainly apply for men's and for kids. Okay, but let's get going and I want to show you what I'm talking about. So I picked the category women's clothing to look at. And the search that I chose to do was for Lululemon leggings because it is very popular brand with an enormous amount of items listed. And I wanted to pick a category where there was a big range, a big variety. So the first thing I wanted to call your attention to, and all I did was go on eBay and search Lululemon leggings. I did not search, hey, Vicki, how are you? Thank you for joining me. In this Lululemon search, I didn't pick color, I didn't pick size, I didn't pick condition, I didn't pick anything. I wanted to see what eBay would do for me in a very broad search. The first thing I just want to point out to you quickly, notice the ad at the top for Puma, okay? That's an advanced promoted listings ad for another brand. I'm searching Lululemon and I'm seeing this Puma ad. Why? Because it's athletic gear. So as a bonus tip for you, if you do sell leggings, if you do sell athletic gear, Puma's obviously really aggressively marketing their brand, which is great. So in my brain, here I am taking notes. I would definitely be on the lookout for Puma because if they are aggressively pushing their brand on eBay, it means people are shopping that brand on eBay. So when you see ads like that, besides going, oh, there's an ad, notice what the ad is for, because it can give you ideas for sourcing, okay? So back to Lululemon. You'll notice all these lovely Lululemon leggings, okay? And what I'm going to do is look at some Lululemon leggings. So hang on just a second because I am going to pull one up and I want to show you what I'm talking about. And a lot of them are used. Okay, so this is what I want to show you with the new look for the listings is eBay has changed the way it looks. So this is a pair of leggings that I selected, and I'm looking at pre-owned. Okay, so what you'll notice first of all is you have a very large picture in the middle, and when you click into this, so when I logged into eBay, eBay offered me a tour of this new look. So it's letting shoppers know what this new look is about with little pills. So when you log into eBay, look for that if you haven't seen this. So you have a large first image, okay? And then they've tiled the other images to the left, which I personally like because it's letting people know what the other images are that are available to them. Maybe a close-up on the leg, a close-up on the pattern. But look at what they're showing. The title is very prominent. The main picture, which is called the hero image, the price, okay? What you'll also notice going down is the shipping is very prominent. And in fact, when you log in and eBay gives you a little tour of the listing, they call out that they display the shipping very predominantly. So they're letting them know whether it's free shipping, paid shipping. So they're really calling out the title, the hero image, the shipping. Okay, we're going to look at this. And your return policy. I just want to point this out. I'm not telling you what your return policy should be. I personally advocate returns, but they are calling out that this seller, they're making the return policy very prominent. Okay, and then we've got payments. But this is what I want to show you, eBay sellers. So here we have picture, title, return policy, shipping condition. Keep going. And then look at this. And this is what I want to call out to you. So it's called the fold, by the way. So if you don't know this, the technical term when you're looking at things on the internet, there's above the fold and below the fold. And above the fold basically is like the first thing that you see. And then below the fold is when you're scrolling down. So I'm seeing the leggings, okay, that I clicked on, these pretty blue leggings. I'm seeing the return policy, the price, the title. I'm seeing the tile, but immediately I'm being offered other people's items. Immediately. I run into other people's items and notice it says similar sponsored items. Is this still rolling out? Yes, Melissa, it is. So if it's not on your listings yet, keep an eye out. But be taking notes and get ready for when it rolls out and it hits yours. It is not fully rolled out, is my best understanding. And I'm dating this June 5th, 2023. So notice similar sponsored items. Okay, eBay sellers, what does that mean? Do you guys know? Excellent point, deeper meaning in the ads. Yes, Paula, exactly. Vicky's saying, I've got a knee replacement surgery on June 8th. I put my store on time away. Good for you. That's very smart. I hear you, Vicky. Similar sponsored items means these items are from promoted listings. So I'm giving you a heads up, particularly when you're in competitive categories. And if you are not doing promoted listings, I would really encourage you to look at it. I'm not telling you the rate to set. I'm not telling you any of that. But I'm telling you that promoted listings are now on your listings, and they are on right underneath the main information of your item. And notice they're showing before I even get to the description. This is what I'm pointing out. Okay. So we're going to keep going, and then I'm going to give you some strategies how to deal with this. So you've got promoted listings. Look at this. More promoted listings, a second row. So you have 2 rows of promoted listings. Then I get to see the item specifics, and then I get to see the item description. Now, this seller's item description, Lululemon's women capri leggings, size 8 blue dye, very good condition, inseam 19.5 inches. Okay, and I'm going to scroll back up to the top. Okay, so this is what I want to point out to you, and I'm going to show you this. This has an item condition field because these leggings are used. On items that are new with tags, you do not have an item condition field. Now, not every category on eBay has a condition field. So that's what I'm saying is you got to look at your listings. You got to look at your categories. Okay. Clothing has an item condition field. Other categories do too. This seller, for whatever reason, it can also depend on what kind of listing tools you're using. It looks like this seller did this on mobile. All they're indicating is that it is pre-owned. They have not put any information in the item condition field. Now, why would you want to put information in the item condition field, particularly, this is why I'm emphasizing this, with eBay's new look? Okay. I'm telling you, because your information is above the fold. Look where the item condition field is. It's right up under the price. So if I'm looking at this, okay, I'm seeing title, big picture, tile of pictures, price, and item condition field. I have to scroll past 2 rows. Now, Lululemon's a very popular brand, and this is a really big category, but I'm getting 2 rows of promoted listings, 2 rows before I get to the item specifics and the description, okay? So here are some thoughts for you on the item condition field. Now, for this seller, what I would have encouraged them, because again, you want to do what you've got your flow, you've got your time, you've got your schedule, but these are $25. They're very eye-catching, okay? They're very engaging. What I would have included in her item condition field, and it's right there in her listing or his listing, is, where we go, there we go, is very good condition with the inseam information because they've got it already in the description. It's part of the condition, right? Very good condition with the inseam because the inseam is part of your condition. It's the size of it, okay? I don't think I'm stretching it too far to include that, right? To talk about, I'm trying to think things that wouldn't be such a great idea, but it's very good condition. They choose to use adjectives about the condition, okay? Again, it's the seller's choice with the inseam. Food for thought. Why put it in there? Because they're going to have to scroll past 2 rows of sponsored listings to get to your description. Okay. So some of that information that is totally appropriate for a condition field, I would definitely consider putting in there. And let me just show you what some other sellers have done in Lululemon. And that's what I'm saying is you got to know your category. You've got to know your category, your clothing. Now, this is an interesting one. So here we are. Again, Lululemon. That's why I'm just going to do Lululemon and we're just doing leggings. Now, notice with this seller, they've got a coupon. Notice where the coupon shows. Okay, now for my newer sellers or sellers that may not be aware of it, you can't do a coupon without an eBay store. So another good reason to use an eBay store. But here's a very good reason to do a coupon. Also, sales show up here too, by the way. It's right at the top of the listing. It helps me to stand out to my buyer. Now look at what they put in their condition field. Excellent pre-owned condition. And again, for me, I'm always a little cautious about adjectives like excellent and very good. I'm more inclined to do used pre-owned, used clean, used no snags or pills. But this seller, again, for those of you who know me, I'm very much about you doing your business your way, certainly within the parameters of what is legal to do on eBay. This seller chooses to describe their leggings as excellent. Okay, their call. Oh, and the reason, in case you don't know, the reason to be careful with adjectives like very good, like new, excellent is a seller could get this, excuse me, not a seller, a buyer could get it and go, they're not excellent, they're good, or they're fair. And they will open an item not as described because they're refuting your condition and they'll get free return on that. So that's why just be a little careful with your use of adjectives. But again, if these things like literally you bought it and you clip the label off, not the label, the retail tag off and then you never wore it, yeah, I might do. But I'm honestly, for me, I would just say, clip the tag and never wore it. that kind of thing, rather, and which would be a great thing to put in the condition notes. I'm just very, very cautious on excellent, very good, that kind of thing. But anyway, this seller likes to use the word excellent, pre-owned condition, see detailed images. So they're pushing you to the pictures. Consider making an offer. Okay, I have never done that in the condition field, but I'm going, that's certainly food for thought. Encourage the person to make an offer. You're letting them know, as part of the condition is the condition of this item is that you love offers on your items. And I'm going, it's sort of pushing the condition field, but I go, you know what? Good for them for sort of thinking outside the box, and notice the coupon code. But the big thing is, remember, above the fold, title, pictures, return policy, price, and your condition field. So you know what? Kudos for this seller for thinking outside the box. So a little, I'm going, okay. Again, not necessarily what I would do, but you know what? They're thinking outside the box. So here's another one. And again, what we're looking at is things you can put in the condition field, or you might consider putting in the condition field, rather than just have pre-owned. Because if you don't fill anything out, all that's going to show is pre-owned. You put something in there. Again, why am I doing this? Because this information is above the fold. So here are these pretty pink leggings, and she says, or he says, excellent. Again, we're using the adjectives, excellent use condition. See photos for measurements. Now, this is what this seller chooses to do. Again, because of the fact that now everything, the condition thing is above the fold, is you might consider putting the measurements right in the condition field, because that's certainly part of the condition, is the size of the item. And to direct them right to the pictures, I get it, but you might consider putting it in the condition field. Why? Because it gives you that little more text, and it helps you to stand out when they're looking at it, because they're seeing the measurements right there. They see the color. These are very attractive. So just food for thought is perhaps put the measurements right in the condition box. Okay. Is this the way it looks for auctions too? Yes, Melissa, it is. And I'll see if I can pull up an auction one for you too, but hang on. I just want to look at a couple of these. Again, we're looking at ideas of things to put in the condition field. So here's a pair of Wonder Under, some of these names, Shishiko Inwell Camel Patch leggings. Okay. Great pre-owned condition. Again, I'm running into sellers that love adjectives. No issues, which is good. So no issues to me is there's no pulls, there's no snags. Okay. They're calling it out. And what I loved with the seller, freshly laundered. I went, okay, it lets me know, yeah, it's used, but they're letting me know that they freshly laundered this. Okay, so again, this is food for thought for the condition box. Okay, so hang on. I think I've got one more. And yes, okay, here we go. Now, this one I'm calling out because I'm like, good for this seller. Okay. Now, this is an auction, Melissa. So you asked for an auction. So here we go. I do have an auction. Okay. So the title. Normally, I would say don't do caps and don't. Notice they do asterisks or the stars things in the title. See where. However, this is one of those things where you go, okay, I know it's not a great idea to do punctuation in the title. And I know generally it's recommended to do upper and lower case and not all caps, unless it is the brand. Some brands are all capped. None come to mind, but I'm sure you guys will think of one. But this seller has done see where, and they put an asterisk on each side. Because this is a very popular brand, because they're doing it in auction, and because it's very inexpensive, I understand why they did this. They want to prevent an item not as described return, and they want to prevent somebody bidding and then retracting their bid, because they want the buyer to be very, very clear about the extent of the wear. So because of that, I totally understand why they've done this. And notice, and what I'm calling out is, look at their condition notes. And I really recommend doing this when you have a popular item. I actually did something similar to this when I had a very collectible Starbucks mug. It wasn't an auction, it was buy it now. Very collectible. I believe they were going for over 200. It was for a foreign city. This was like a way ago. But anyway, the mug without any kind of imperfections was going for like 150, 175. And I sold mine for like 60, 70. And I put chip or imperfect. I can't remember exactly what I said, but I did it in caps in the title. And I did it because I wanted them to be aware of this was not a perfect mug. And the reason I was selling it for the price I was selling it was there was an imperfection in it. So when something like that, you're selling a highly collectible, highly popular, I'm thinking things like Coach purses, if there's a slash to the strap, that kind of thing. I would cap it and stick it in the title, even though that can hurt me with Google search and eBay search, because I'm more concerned that I don't get an item not as described return. Okay. But notice what this seller did for the condition box. And this is why I really want to call them out. See notable wear on seaming in photos 5 through 6 and 11. Fair overall pre-owned condition, no stains. Good job. When you have an item with a chip, crazing, a piece is missing, anything like that, and you've got a condition field where you can call it out, and just like what this very good seller has done, tell them which pictures. So there's no guessing, because I will see people say, see flaw in pictures. And then they have like 10 pictures. I'm like, which picture? Because sometimes the flaw is very small, and you need to call that out. It's only a 16th of an inch or a very minor imperfection. See, picture 6, or see small flaw imperfection. See picture 6. Tell people what picture it is so they can tell. And what's great? This seller has some bids, and this seller will sell this item. Maybe they got it for free. Maybe they've had it for a while. Who knows? But they're really calling out the condition, and they are absolutely nailing it in the condition box. So I really, really, really applaud them for that. So what I want to say with this new look for the listing, where you have title, big picture, which I like, price, return, all at the top, what is called above fold. But you have one, and Lululemon, you've got 2 rows of sponsored items, and that's promoted listing standard. 2 rows before you get to the item specifics in the description. So any information that is in your description that is appropriate for your condition box, again, this is for the items that are used, I would absolutely be putting in your condition box. Why? Because it's above the fold. And the other thing is, I got to tell you, I went through like 30 Lululemons, maybe 40 Lululemons. I would say most of them, all they say is pre-owned. And all the information about the item is in the description. And perhaps, in previous days before this new look, I might have done the same. Personally, I always use the condition box, or I have been, gosh, for at least a year, because it's at the top, because it's prominent. Again, it's going to depend on how you do your listings. Different listing software, I know, offers different things, but it's right at the top, and it's a way to stand out. So again, things that are appropriate to put in there, use it. Okay, it's a way to stand out. And every category now is competitive, if you haven't noticed. It's summertime. Summertime, things can get a little slow. There are ways and strategies to keep your sales strong. It's something that I work with my private clients and my members, and I have a free tip sheet that I offer to you. It is on my website, so if you go to I Love to Be Selling, you will see it. Again, this is different ideas, and I always give a variety because we all have different businesses, but grab it, top 10 tips to ignite your eBay summer sales, because things can get a little slow. And for other sellers, this is their busiest time of year. So there's strategies that you can put into place, just like the strategies I gave you with the new listing look, that you can stand out and you can keep your sales strong, because that's what I'm all about, is strategies to keep your summer sales strong. And I offer you 10, because as you know, I'm not a cookie cutter coach. This is about you finding things that work for you, that you like, that work for your listings. So grab that. It's free. Top 10 tips to ignite your eBay summer sales, and enjoy that. And again, it's on my website. I love to be selling.com. Melissa, you are welcome. I'm so glad it's helpful to you. You're welcome, Vicki. Yes, helpful, helpful, helpful. And again, if you have a category, I mean, look at the categories that you're selling in. And if you've got a category that you'd like me to do a deep dive like this for, just comment below and I will add you to my list. Okay. Bam, offers are good. Exactly, Paula. Exactly. I'm so glad this is helpful to you. I use that field now for new. Good to know, Dale. That's great. So again, really look at your condition field, everybody. It is above the fold. With eBay's new look, and it's more important than ever. And use the free tips, top 10 tips to ignite your eBay summer sales to keep your sales strong all summer long. Okay? Great. Bye-bye, everybody. I'm Kathy, and I love to be selling.